the one constant throughout the entire thing was I'm learning how to do this without alcohol.
Yeah.
And it was very empowering. It was empowering.
Yeah. Well, you bring up too about then when we choose our circles and boundary settings, a big part of that. What was that process like for you? I've gone through it, I really pretty hardcore. What would you say, like the last 9 months where that's been a big theme for me? So I just really would appreciate that knowledge, because sometimes I don't think people understand just because you care about someone deeply doesn't mean that they have a place in your life.
Well said. And you're right. It's boundaries are often like I found as soon as I got clear on my values, like what was truly most important to me, and that was family. It was also, when I say faith, it was really just how am I seeking purpose and fulfillment in my life? That's what I mean by faith. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, I want to leave this planet better than it was when I got here. Like that's, the people like within it and all that. Like that's when I refer to faith, that's sort of what I'm referring to. Even finances, more so from the value that it gave me the freedom. When I actually looked at the financial stresses in my life and I was like, I don't want to have those stresses. And how do I have to live life, or what are the changes I have to make? Because often, I spend a lot of money on alcohol. I spent I was also like the guy that would try to be cool. Oh, I'll throw down my card. Let me get the next few rounds.
Yeah.
Like stupid. Right. And
that.
Oh my gosh. Well, but it was brutal. So I had credit card debt that I built up that otherwise wouldn't have been there. But me thinking that here I am, and these are all my friends. But it was interesting because when I stopped going out and stopped, because that was one of the things I had to change. Was like, I can't be anywhere where I can't go anywhere where my values can't be honored, but also places where I don't feel I'm getting any value from it.
Right.
Based on the direction and the goals that I had for myself, wanting to create this life and get reconnected with my life, but also the people in it and start to feel more fulfilled on purpose. And I recognized going to the pub, I wasn't going to help me with that. Golfing with the guys was great, but I wasn't going to stay for the 19th, just these little subtle things I was like, started to say no to. But then I also had to say, well, okay, if I'm saying no to that, I've opened up the space here to say yes to some other things. What are those things that I want to fill it with? Who do I want to fill it with? And that's where I really started to seek out different association. I joined Toastmasters community many, many years ago, right around the same time I was making these changes, because I knew that the social anxiety piece that I feel, if I don't deal with that, giving up the alcohol is going to be really tough. Because it was my way of masking my anxiety was with a few drinks. Even to the point where, I'd do a big presentation, I might have a drink or two just because it would loosen me up and make me feel more comfortable speaking in front of a group. Yeah. Well, now I'm taking away the alcohol. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do now? I'm not going to be able to do that stuff. And I was like, wow, no, that's not the kind of life I want to lead. So I found a community that can help me with that. Toastmasters as an example. So that's just one of the things that I found was really instrumental. But I mean, you talked about the last 9 months is what you've been doing. Like, what have you been doing? Like, what has been your, like, I find that when we find something that works, and when I mean works, it just feels right. We start to do something that feels right. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like, and I'm wondering what feels right for you over the last 9 months, based on what we're talking about right now.